Hello and welcome back to the Advanced Excel class. My name is Trisha Jaktiani and today I'll take you through the cell referencing and its types in Excel. Cell referencing in Excel is a very important component. There are three types in which you can reference your cell. First, relative referencing. Second is your absolute referencing. And the third is the mixed referencing. Let's look at relative reference first. On my sheet, I have the basic salary of the employees and I am required to calculate the HRA, which is 2% of the basic salary. To perform this calculation, I will have to enter a formula in I2. The simple formula will be start with an equal to sign, then select or give the cell reference of the cell where the basic salary of the first employee is available, which is cell H2. Multiply that by 2%. So I'll enter 2 and the percent sign. Press enter. This will give me the 2% of basic salary for Raja. Now, as we all know, we can drag this using the drag handle in order to get the result for rest of the employees. You will see that it is correctly calculating the HRA for all the other employees. But how is Excel doing this? To understand that, let's look at the formula in each cell. For Excel to display only formula, you can use keyboard shortcut key, Control and the tilt key. Now what is the Control and the tilt key? The tilt key will be just above your tab key and it looks like this. This is your tilt key. I'll zoom it a little for you to view it clearly. This is called as your tilt key. So if you want to ever see only the formula in Excel, you can press Control and the tilt key and it will display only formula in Excel. Moving back, I'll zoom it out again. Moving back to our sheet, I'm now pressing Control and tilt so that you can see the formula only on the cell. You will see that all the formulas are displayed here. You will notice the cell reference in the first cell is H2, while in the second cell it is showing H3. The next cell has H4 and so on and so forth. Why is Excel doing that? Let's take a look. In every Excel sheet, you will see a row and a column, and every cell is a combination of a row and a column. So the cell name contains the column name followed by the row name. Now, hence when I enter a cell reference in Excel or in any formula, the Excel will show me the name which includes the column name and the row name. Now when I drag the formula down, Excel identifies that the row is getting changed. And when the row is changing, it automatically adds one number to the row name. In our case, when I see the first cell, it says H2, 2 is my row number. When I drag it down, because row is changing by 1, it is adding 1 to the number 2 and it is giving you H3. When I go down again, it is adding 1 number to the number 3 and it's giving you the next cell number, which is H4. When Excel is doing this, this is called as a relative referencing. And in Excel, relative reference is the default reference. So whenever you drag any formula, it will automatically work on the relative reference. Now let's understand the absolute referencing. In my next example, I have the actual sales amount for each salesman and we are required to calculate the commission for them. The commission rate is given in cell B6. To perform the calculation, I will start in the commission column, entering an equal to sign and then select cell B10 because that is the sales amount for the first salesman. Multiply that by the sales as a commission rate, which is 15%. Instead of typing 15%, I will select the cell reference B6 and press enter. Once I do that, I will see that the commission for John Holmes is being calculated. Now I can drag the formula down to get the result. However, as we had seen in the previous example, when I drag it down, Excel will automatically take the next cell as a cell reference. Let's look at the formula again by pressing Ctrl and Tilt key. Now you will see in the first cell, it has taken B10 as the sales amount and B6 as the sales percentage, commission percentage. When I move down, it is taking B11 as the sales amount, which is correct because now it has to calculate for Susan the commission, and hence it is taking B11. However, the sales or the commission rate is now taken from B7, which is incorrect. It should always take from B6. Moving down again, it is taking B8, which is the commission percentage, which is incorrect again. It should take from B6 always. So in order to ensure that Excel takes B6 always, we will have to freeze B6 so that when I take it or drag it down, B6 doesn't change to B7. In order to do that, I will have to freeze or B6, and to freeze B6, I'll have to enter a dollar sign in front of the column name and have to enter a dollar sign in front of the row name as well. This will freeze the whole cell. Now when I drag it down, you will see that your sales amount cell reference is changing. However, your commission rate cell reference is not changing. Now going back and checking the response or the result, I will press Ctrl and Tilt again. You will now see that it is calculating the correct commission amount.
Congratulations on completing the business dashboard using Excel course. Ready to elevate your career? Join our postgraduate certificate in data science and AI and gain exclusive benefits like a complimentary Python programming bootcamp, 7+ case studies, dedicated student support, and access to our job opportunities portal. Don't miss out on this chance to transform your career. Invest in yourself today and join our program. Click on the link in the description to enroll now and take the next step in your career journey.
Now, dollar sign that you entered to freeze the cell, this is called as your absolute referencing. When I say absolute referencing, it will be freezing the whole cell, wherein you're entering a dollar sign in front of the column name and entering a dollar sign in front of the row name. So both are freezed, and that's the reason it is called as a absolute referencing. Now coming back to my previous example, let's see how the mixed referencing works. We have seen that when I calculated HRA, I dragged it down and I calculated the HRA for rest of the employees. However, now I realize that I also want to calculate the DNS allowance and the conveyance for each employees, and both the components stand at 2% of the basic salary. So if I want to calculate all the three at 2%, can I not drag the first calculation that I have done for HRA and drag it to the right to get the result for DNS allowance and the conveyance as well? However, you will notice again that it is not giving you the correct answer. Why is this happening? Coming back to my previous example, where I mentioned in the first place, when I am dragging the formula down, what is happening is it is taking the next cell or the next row because the row is changing. I'm going to show the formula again by pressing Ctrl and Tilt key again. Again, coming back here, H2 becomes H3 because your row is changing and your column doesn't change, and that's the reason your column name remains intact. However, when I drag it to the right, this time your column has changed and your row is intact, and hence you will see that your column name changes from H to I, but your row number remains the same, which is 2. In our case, we want to always calculate 2% on the basic salary, which is H2. So in our case, I will have to only freeze H in order to get the cell number as H2 even if I drag it to the right. So in this case, what I'll do is I will go to the first formula where I had entered, which is HRA. I will put a dollar sign only in front of H. Why? Because only column has to be freezed. Your row need not be freezed because when I drag it down, I want the rows to change. Now I'll drag my first formula to the right, and you will notice that your edge is now not changing and it remains intact. Going back and clicking on Control and Tilt to see the result, now you will see that it is showing the correct result on both the cells. I will select both the cells together and now I'll drag it down the formula in order to get the result for rest of them. In this case, it was a little different from absolute referencing. In absolute referencing, I had freezed the column name as well as the row number, and that is the reason it was called absolute referencing. Here I am only freezing the column name, and hence this is called as a mixed referencing. So these are the three types of referencing in Excel, and now you have also seen that how helpful it can be in the bigger formulas as well, where you have to use relative referencing or absolute referencing or mixed referencing. This needs to be decided by you when you're doing your functions or formulas in Excel. Hope this was useful to you. Thank you for watching.